Are you an artist who posts their artwork on social media or maybe even have your own art website? Well, if that's the case, then we need to talk about the annoying elephant in the room. That's right, art sales scams. Hi, my name is Rachel. Welcome to the Art Crew, and today we'll be talking about what art sales scams are, what they typically look like, the most common platforms you will find them on, as well as my tips and tricks to help protect your artwork and your money. So, let's get started. An art sales scam happens when somebody pretends to purchase artwork from you and eventually ends up stealing money from you instead. Now, there are two main ways that this happens. The first is by somebody inquiring about purchasing your artwork as an NFT. Now, unless you already sell your artwork as an NFT, this is almost always a scam. I recommend just leaving the conversation politely or letting them know that you do not work with NFTs, and if they have a problem with that, then you can excuse yourself from the conversation. They're pretty easy to spot and pretty quick to leave from without causing major damage. The other kind, however, is more time-intensive. This is where somebody might inquire about an art piece. Maybe they have an anniversary coming up, something romantic for their partner. Maybe they saw something on Instagram that they really liked and they want to purchase it from you. But now you have to be cautious. Cautious mode activated. So the reason you have to be cautious is there might be some red flags in the conversation that come up that doesn't necessarily prove they're a scammer. Some of the red flags could be that they don't ask enough questions about your artwork. Maybe they are quick to ask for the price and accept the price. Sometimes they are really quick to try and see if you will ship to them, and they'll send you an address even to see how much the shipping will cost, and the address could be something like a local mall. Always good to check the address. But if those don't come up, typically it actually comes down to the payment method. And this is where they steal from you. So collecting payment is the easiest way to actually lose money. And here is exactly how it happens. Typically, they'll ask if you use Zelle or Venmo or even accept checks as a form of payment. Now, I never recommend accepting checks unless you know the person personally, because it can take several days for the bank to verify that the check is true and it can bounce. If you do accept a check, wait a couple of days for the funds to be secured before you actually ship anything out. Now, if you are paying via Venmo or Zelle, this is where we have some problems. Now, Venmo and Zelle are both non-refundable transactions, meaning if somebody accidentally overcharges you, then they're going to ask for the difference back, and you're going to be out money before the transaction can even clear. This might look like something where maybe you're charging a piece $500 and you're really excited about it. You get through the payment process and you send them your Venmo, and then they accidentally send you $900 back. And they apologize and they said that it was a total accident. Maybe they talk about how much they need the money back. Maybe they're super worried that they've now overdrafted and they're asking for the money to be returned to them immediately. And if you're like me and you want to be kind, of course your immediate response would be to try and send the money back. But do not do this, not until it has fully cleared, because this is the scam. Now, I don't send out my Venmo or Zelle information unless I know the person or they are a friend of somebody who I've already sold artwork to. And that's for this very reason. Zelle does the exact same thing. So the question is, how do I ask for payment then? And it's actually pretty simple. So here are my tips and tricks to protect your artwork and your money from potential scams just like this. And that is to send them a secure invoice. Now, you can use a free service like Square or PayPal Business. I have both, but I use Square more. And what it'll be like is sending them the exact amount, almost like a price tag, that they must pay in order to receive the artwork. But it also means that they cannot overcharge you, which means there will be no handing of money back and forth. From there, it's a relatively simple system. They'll be taken to a secure portal where they can put in their credit card information without needing an account, and then you will be paid for the artwork. If they are a true buyer, they will not be fazed by this at all. However, if they're a scammer, they will try to force you into other payment methods, which is your key to get out of the conversation. So congratulations, you've officially avoided a scam. So that's a bit about art sale scams. Always be mindful of the red flags and always use a secure method to accept payment. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Or if you'd like to see more art education videos or stuff from my own practice, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. As always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below and I will try to get back to them as quickly as possible. Happy painting or art making. Have a good time out there, be safe, and I'll see you next time.